Main Chapel Podcast, episode 76. Uh, yeah, we're live, man. Boys, you know what to do. Introduce yourself.
Big 2L in the building.
Love that.
You know what it is. Don Corleone
Factory.
is what it is when it isn't.
It's the supreme protoplasmic invertebrated jelly, Eman
Yo,
G45. What are you
yo, tell
saying,
him.
really? If you're not excited, then that's your own problem.
Mm,
If
yo,
you're
it's
not
too
feeling
that.
the spirit, then I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yo, tell him.
You're not here to vibe with us on the Made in Trafford podcast, and brother, yeah, that's your own problem. Sister, that's your own problem. Hype yourself up.
Mm,
Don't get too excited. It's not good for
Yes.
you.
love it. That's a
Energy.
factory.
Energy.
Energy.
Mm.
Yo, you don't know what time it is. Two Dems in the
The chakras
building.
are in order.
That's a fact. Neo cell holes. You don't know what time it is. We aligned. What's it? Mercury ain't in retrograde, baby. So we're bringing our best selves. All right, so let's get straight into it. As you can see, Colin's background is conflict of interest. Two UK albums dropped this week. We've got Digger D and Gets' album. Gets went number 2 in the charts. Pick up yourself. We'll see where Digger D finishes, but again, another solid project. I'm gonna let you guys get off your thoughts on conflict of interest.
Superb, brilliant album. You can't really fault it in any way, shape, or form. It's I'm not gonna mention anybody. I'm just gonna say what it is. It's a complete body of work. You know, there's a word I'm looking for. The cohesion of just songs. It's proper, and then also you can see like the full growth of like the new Gets. You know,
Love
this
that.
is the proper adult, still grime, but he's the adult. He's no longer the child. You know what I'm saying? So this is a proper project, and I think this project itself is not for everybody, but for the people who grew up listening to Gets from the very beginning. So if you listen to Gets from the time he was beefing P Money, the time he had Where's Carlos, from that point up until now, it's just it's full completion basically. It's all good.
You'd love to see it. I'm gonna ask you boys something. Is it a classic?
It can be. I feel like the first song is called Fine Wine, and I feel like he's nailed the nail on his head by saying that, because he's just getting better and better, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. The last album was really good to me. I really liked that album because you could just hear the growth and what he's talking about. I mean, he's always talked about these things, but in particular, his song making ability has progressed. And I feel like in this album, as Eman said, it was sequenced perfectly. So as you can see, there's 3 heads in the background, and you can tell there's 3 distinct parts of the album. So the beginning is obviously him when he was a youth, when he was growing up as, you know, in East London, gets shot in, booting cars, going on ride outs, whatever, the young Gets. Middle segment, talking about him now, where he's grown and progressed to like being a man, being a dad, being, you know, taking on that extra responsibility. And, you know, you can tell the songs kind of change a bit. You can hear like, you know, there's a couple of women features on there and like love songs, but he did it in a, you know, in the way Gets does, but does it actually really well. Then you can hear it switch again right at the end when it turns to just Skangman mode. He's back to booting again, but there's more growth in the music. So I feel like this album is probably to me, I had to listen to it a couple of times, but it's probably one of the best albums that's come out in the UK for the past few years, for my elder statesman. Like, for me, there's this album and Hoodies All Summer. Those 2 albums are like there for me. As far as that generation, like, them man have delivered. They're really
you stand up, man. That's a jeez. Nah, you really did something with that. Something special as well.
100%.
I think it was necessary because I don't know. Grime hasn't had someone really stand out like that in a while. I think a lot of other genres have stood out a bit more. Not to say that people aren't doing grime, but it's not had something make that sort of noise.
So are you just dashing Skepta in the bin?
I'm not dashing Skepta in the bill. I don't even know if Skepta. Would you say Skepta's Ignorance Is Bliss was a grime album?
I mean, he always will be grime, but it's not.
Yeah,
Always be
but
grime.
It's not. I know what you're
but I
trying to
don't-
say.
Yeah,
I know what you're trying to say.
that album wasn't a grime album.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that this album was a grime album either. It wasn't heavily grime. Of course, the tracks were there, but whenever it gets to spitting, it's just you just know the essence of grime. I mean, of course, there was a few tracks. I mean, there's a lot of tracks there that are grime, but the full album is not grime. I wouldn't call it grime.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I don't know. Maybe...
I would say P Money's album is full grime. He's just been grime. Whereas this album, it did what it was supposed to do, and it was amazing. And it still had the majority parts of grime, but I wouldn't say it was grime.
No, I hear you. I think I don't know. I guess because when I see Gets, I see grime. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's important that someone who is the face of that genre, or someone who's considered always, his name's always brought up when it comes to that genre, is spoken of highly. Or not spoken of highly, but the album does well. Like it was, for me, it was really important that it ended up being top 5 because it had to be, man. You know what I mean? Like when I think of Skepta, I think Skepta. If I had a conversation with Skepta, I think he'd say, "Yeah, I'm a grime, or grime is heavily something that influenced me." But you look at his last few efforts, I wouldn't say they've been grime influence. Whereas when I think of Gets, that's someone who I think, he does this. Like he's continually carried that genre on his back. He's chosen to do that as well.
Definitely. I think the difference with Skep is that he's always been. He was clashing from day. He was in the scene. He was doing all that, but he was always weird, if that makes sense. And I don't even mean that in a rude way, but he was always like a weirdo. He'd like to just do random shit. So whenever his most recent albums, he's always doing something completely different. Whereas with Gets, I think in this case, he's finally realized he can still be grime, but be able to create a solid and fully fledged body of work. Without it just being fully grime. Does that make sense? But
100%.
He's really I can't lie. Since it's come out, I've not stopped listening to it. Hop in and hop out, yeah. Boy.
Exactly.
He did.
I'm gonna go steal a car right now. I'll see you guys later.
Yo, Gets it something special, man. It's a moment. It's a Kodak moment. Go get your pictures. Man. Because what he did, it needed to be done.
Yeah,
and even he's on a freaking tank in London. I mean, that
the
sort of
promo
stuff
was unreal. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if everybody was outside in the middle of Oxford Street, you know what I'm saying? You're just there with a tank. You're just there rolling with a tank. Like, people are gonna say, "Why is this guy with a tank?" And then the Sun's gonna write newspaper saying, "Oh, this guy thinks he's special with a tank." Like all this kind of stuff. Like
the British media, man, I'm sick of them.
Nah, he deserves it. He definitely deserves it.
Definitely, man.
What's your favorite song on the album, Eman?
My favorite song on the album, I said it last week. It was Crud, with Gets and Gigs.
Okay.
It was definitely a track.
For me, it's still Skeng, man. It's just a moment, really. Obviously, you got the Stormzy feature, but that's London. You know what I mean? Like that's real. You can't put he embodied what he needed to on that track.
The video is hard as well. I watched it the other day. Hard.
Even the first track here.
Fine Wine, man.
Mozambique
as well.
Mozambique. Like, come on, fam. It's like, what?
Fire and Brimstone as well. Fire and Brimstone. You can hear Dizzy as well. Nah, it's too much. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's so hard. I can't like believe how good this album is.
He did what Chip should have done on Snakes and Ladders.
That was an EP.
Chip's thing was a mixtape.
Let's not do that. That was an EP. Fair enough, yeah, Chip did his thing, but I mean, of course, he had his tracks here and there, but that's an EP. And then you have to bear in mind that Chip is not on. He's not on stupidness. I would like he gets called it stupidness. It's like, listen, I will do all that kind of stuff, but right now you don't fit no more. My jeans still fit. Yeah. So if I need to fit something there, I can. But
I hear that.
At the moment, Chip has never been on that. He's never been on crud. So he can't spit those bars. He could probably write those bars, make it bang, but he would just never be able to spit those bars. And as I said before, that's the EP. So I think right there was just Insomnia was his efforts in terms of like, yo, let me give this project out to the streets because people need it. Summertime is coming. Let me just bang it out right there. Then he does his EP, Snakes and Ladders, just to get a feel, just to let everybody know that he's still there. Then if he drops an album in the summertime, it's going to be an album.
All right, well.
And as Chip says, his pen is great. But as I said last time with Renee, shout out to Renee, I don't think Chip is top 5.
I don't think he is either. And this album makes me maybe it's my East London biased, but boy, this is an album where you like, yeah, this could be one of his, one of the best, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
Whereas when I listen to Snakes and Ladders, I don't feel that way at all. But teachers are.
All right. So another.
What about you? What's your best track, Demi?
Yeah, I said Wookie Skengman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I said that was a moment, man. Regardless, even if Stormzy weren't on it, like I just felt like it was too cold, man. The video is hard as bricks as well, so
video's wavy.
That's a fact. It's gonna get. I don't know if you man had the chance to listen to "Made in the Pyrex" by Digger D. He is on form right now, man. That's my guy. That
was hard as bricks.
He might be my favorite rapper right now. I can't even hold you. Man made a 44-second song, and I've had that on a loop.
Which one?
Clout is killing my people.
Why is that song not longer? It should be longer, man. It should be longer.
No, he did his thing on that. It was insane. Like
he's very talented, that boy. He's very talented.
For real. And even I've been waiting for Blue Woo for a minute. And you can wait for a song and it can disappoint you. But
that song is hard as bricks. Oh my days.
Blue Woo, sorry. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gassed up when I saw Nicki. Listen.
Man was saying, man, we're running like Gatlin and Bolt. I said, this man is an absolute madman, bro.
He's been a problem for a minute, but I really enjoyed that, man. He was having fun on that album. Like, there's so many good songs on it as well.
And you know what's really mad? The fact that Boris Johnson has given a timeline of when the UK is about to open up again. And he's just dropped his mixtape. So know for a fact, when it's the 12th of April, when the bars open, and the pubs, where they're doing this fake, come in and get a drink, bruv. The songs are going to go off. Whether you like it or not, they're going to go off. These bars and pubs, they're just a small version of a freaking club. Just understand, once it happens, it's done. So...
What are you telling me? That's a good question. What song are you looking forward to hearing the most outside?
Well, the song we just discussed.
Blue.
Fam, if I hear that out, I might punch someone, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even on violence like that, but that song is just, it's such a gas. I listened to it in the car the other day. I said, nah.
I was gassed that when I saw Nicki. Digger D, that was a special moment, man.
And it's a really good project because I feel like it's good length. There's not enough, there's enough songs. He's got both Chingy and Woy on there. Like, I'm genuinely impressed. Like, I could easily say right now, obviously it will change. That's top 5 project of the year for me, like comfortably.
I agree.
Execution, singles, and the songs, the EP cuts on there, they're all good. I literally cannot complain about that album or project.
I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree more. Like, it's borderline flawless because of his decision to keep it short. Really, I think that was the key thing. Because when I saw it, I think it was less than half an hour, or just over. But that's the perfect length for me. Like, I don't think he knows I think he knows he doesn't have that much of a subject topic to discuss for a long period of time. So he played to his strengths, definitely. And again, the singles that he dropped before it were fire. And him himself is a very interesting person. Like he's got personality as well. Like he's a funny boy.
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't listened to the album yet, but when you're saying he's a funny guy, like going on his social media, I'm saying, yeah, I'm talking to a French team. And all of a sudden, like that video was just hilarious. It's like, I'm talking to a French team. She said, yeah, she's 21. That's a goal. It's like, what? What does that mean? She wants to eat my, she wants me to eat her ass. So nope, not happening. So
I don't even eat onions.
yeah, stuff like that. It's just,
man said it was curtains after that, man.
That's
you man see young Philly on his knees.
Boy, anyway.
They caught him, man. They caught him on 4K.
8K, bro.
8K.
Man, 8K.
What did he even say though? He didn't even say.
He didn't say anything. He didn't say too much. I hate that.
Nah, he didn't say anything bad. To be fair, he just asked her to come to London.
Him.
The girl wasn't even that nice, man. Did you see her picture?
She's bad. She's bad for that because Estelle said come London and she was like, oh, it's lockdown. She started most of the chats.
And it's all that stuff. It jars me, man. It really jars me.
God damn! If I camped out in DMs, I'm gonna start doing it. You know, just see how this summer goes. Just watch me.
You're gonna, sorry, say that again. You're gonna camp out in DMs.
I'm gonna camp out in DMs. See how it works out for me.
How does that work? Camp out in DMs. Just briefly.
No, I'm just saying I'm gonna shoot my shot. I'm shooting my shot.
Shoot.
Oh,
is what you're saying.
That's a fact.
Well, like a Tinder thing where you're just swiping.
Basically,
you're just there swiping
till my thumb go numb.
you gotta give us the updates on the streets when the streets open up.
When the streets open up, yeah, nah, for real. We'll have a weekly update.
You lot need to tell me what's going on because I'm just gonna be watching.
Oh no, we went for a walk yesterday. So I went for a walk with a friend. And Clapham Common, Clapham Common is a park basically, and it was heaving. Like people don't give a heck anymore. They're ready. I was gonna call him BJ, but Boris Johnson gave the green light, and them man they don't care. I saw people having like birthday picnics. Anyway, got to talking to this girl. Their group was over there, and our group was over there, and they heard us say something, so they came over and they started talking. It's vibes, we're vibing, we're talking, and I thought this woman was white. So having a conversation, and then she goes, "Yeah, so I'm half black, half this." I said, I just had this face like, nah, she's not. She keeps talking, started talking about her heritage. I said, you're not black. You might be blacklisted, but you ain't black.
I said you might be blacklisted.
But yeah, after that, she was like, no, trust me. Showed me pictures of her parents. I was shocked. Like, I was adamant. This was a.
Did she not have any black features?
No.
As a Caucasus.
From the mountain of the Caucasus. I was like, from the mountain of the Caucasus. That's where you're from. Why?
That's funny.
But yeah, show me her parents, and it's a fact. She's half and half. I was shocked.
Could you not tell by her facial features or anything like that? No,
nah, not at all. It ain't even. This was a pretty girl. Like it's not a bad thing. I felt bad for not believing her for so long and just being like denying her. Like, fam, it's fine. Like, but yeah, she was half and half. Lovely lady though. You'll big up yourself.
Did you get digits? Did you get anything?
You got the Insta. I'm not actually. That's a fact. You know what? That's interesting. Come summer, I'm not getting digits no more. I'm taking Instas. I feel like it's easier for them to say no to a digit, but on Instagram, everyone wants to get their followers up. So I think that's the move.
Man has the equation already.
Listen, I'm putting in the groundwork. Summer's not too far. You know what I'm gonna be like.
Man's putting in 10,000 hours. I see that. I see you.
Just make sure you're here for the pod, fam.
Listen, don't you worry about that. There's going to be stories and stories. But yeah, a little something for you. But nah, it was nice. It was nice to see people enjoying themselves as well, man. Because I feel like over the last 12 months, so over the last year, people have really been down. You know what I mean? Like, it's been pretty painful to see people be the way they are. But when that news came out, man, even the jokes people were trying to get off, it uplifted you. You know what I mean? The jokes have been relentless, and people ain't let up. But everyone is looking forward to things opening up, and hopefully, this is the end.
We'll have to wait and see, innit? We'll have to wait and see.
Don't come with that wait and see.
I saw a meme where it was like, oh, by the way, I meant June 21st, 2022. Can you imagine?
I'm kicking down doors, man.
I'm on booty, bro.
If he will see me, I am spinning that block, reverse the car, whatever it takes. Man.
Just imagine it in his voice as well. Like, oh, by the way, I meant 2022. Sorry, guys.
Have you seen the meme here where the guy from Nigeria Idol, like, he's just there, and then the caption is coronavirus, seeing everybody reacting to June 21st, and then the guy's there
he's
there getting powers. Don't provoke me to anger.
That's so stupid.
Yo, listen, there's a couple of blocks I'm gonna spin. I'm gonna spin the block for the variants, and I'm gonna spin the coupe for Boris if he tries that. Listen,
just a quick summary, let me just quickly search up the dates. So we're giving the podcast some proper information, and we're doing our due diligence. Feel me,
What was I gonna say?
12th of April is non-essential. Oh no, the first one, March 8th, schools.
And there's another one in March. I don't know what the second.
End of March is you can play outdoor sports, and you can meet people in the park, something like that. Then April 12th or 14th, whatever, you can non-essential retail opens, and you can meet people outdoors in gardens or parks. And gyms open as well, hairdressers open, so you can get your haircuts and all that stuff. Then 5 weeks from then,
read this.
No, I've seen it. I remember. So 5 weeks after that, mid-May, indoor dining, so restaurants and bars open up indoors. And I think
I already got there's a bottomless brunch already booked. I'm gonna tell you, listen.
And then 5 weeks from then, 21st of June. It's a goal. It's gonna go off.
We're gonna see what Demi's doing, fam. We're gonna see how he evolves.
Gonna catch us.
He just came out, and then now he's in his natural element. He's in his natural habitat. Yo, I'm outside today.
There's a reason I moved to London, man, and is that reason will appear. Will look pretty. I'm shooting.
Who's that? This guy's sick.
Yo, I'm shooting from the logo. Listen, it's gonna be done.
With Allen Iverson,
bros.
Yo,
Allen Iverson, 76ers. Is that what you want?
I'm stepping over. Listen, I'm stepping over the man. I'm like Iverson in the NBA Finals. You know, I did the Lakers. Nah, it's happening. It's happening, man. Two Dems. Even forget, my mum calls me Demi. The girls call me Two Dems. That's how we come in the summer.
I'm finished.
Wow.
That's it. But yeah, no, that's how we roll in. But no, yeah. I want to get your. So you said Blue, Eman. What song are you trying to hear outside when we're allowed?
So I can't put my finger on it, to be honest. There's just a bunch of songs I'm listening to. Oh, what's his name? It's Kimi Casanova. That's the song I'm trying to hear. Is it Kimi Casanova? I think it is. Hold on. Let me just be sure on what I'm saying.
Eman finna be outside and asking the DJ to play Griselda.
It's not even that.
That's hilarious.
Yo, play that real hip hop, man. Eman's from NY, man. I'll tell you.
It's
put
not that
fucking Griselda on.
No, because listen, this song just gives you vibes. You see the way my hair is braided right now. My hair will come out full afro. Yeah,
Superpowers.
Yeah, so the song is by Akeem Thomas, Kemi Casanova. If they play that song, that's the vibe I am on. Do you understand? They play that song,
Gunshots
fam.
in
Don't
the
worry.
air.
No,
I'm
no,
loving
there's
it.
no gunshots. No, there's no gunshots. There's just play that song after this podcast, and you understand exactly the vibe I'm on. Yeah, you know,
I hear
I'll
that.
play it probably on like a trailer thing. Yeah, just so you know.
I like that. Okay. So, next topic. You had to be there. What are you man saying? So obviously, on Twitter and I'm sure on IG, people have been seeing the "you had to be there" meme. It's going off, man. It just makes you realize how old you are. But there's so many moments you genuinely had to be there for. My favorite is Sky Games and Beehive. That's a moment you had to be there for. When the Fredo was 10p. There's just so many moments. Trouble.
How much
when
is
they
it
had
now?
it's probably 50p, you know.
At least 50.
I wouldn't even be
See,
surprised if
inflation.
it's a pound. Inflation's a bastard.
Shambolic.
Shambolic behavior. What was I gonna say? Yeah, there's
You
so
know what
many.
Biden's about to do?
That's your
Biden's
boy,
about
innit?
to print out true. He's about my boy. Right. My boy. You don't know about my boy.
I knew you was not gonna
Kamala
be happy
Harris
about
and
that.
Joe Biden, they're about to print out 2 trillion.
Excuse me?
Is exactly what I said. 2 trillion. They're about to print it out.
You can't print out what you don't have. That's an age-old. That's how Germany went to shit. Yo, the dollar bet.
I'm just seeing what everybody else is seeing, isn't it? So if you didn't see it, then
What was the country in Africa that tried that?
Zimbabwe.
Bread, was it Zimbabwe? And bread is like worth $1 billion.
Yeah.
Yo,
Like
whole
worth
time
$1
America,
billion.
man. They're about to buy a bottle of Coke for $4. Yo, how much is a bottle of Coke? The Valley Girls are about to go crazy.
400.
400. That's sickening, man. Even when like I speak to my uncles or like my dad about Nigeria and like things like, and they'll be like, "Yeah, chicken and chips is 500 naira." I said, "Come on, dog. It doesn't even make sense."
And they give you the 500. It's like, what's this?
No change?
Yeah,
Man, them be like, "Keep the change." What are you talking about?
If you guys ever get bored, search up the Venezuelan exchange rate.
Oh yeah, I know about Venezuela. Yeah.
It's an absolute mazza. That's all I have to say.
What's it saying now? Come on, you got to tell us.
Millions and billions. That's all I can say. Because in my job, I deal with like exchange rates every month, so I see it. And like, when it first went to shit about a year and a half ago, we had to change our system in order just for it to be picked up. That's how small the decimals were on it. So like one euro is worth like I don't even know like.
Yeah, what is Anti-Kamala doing? America about to be in the bin, man.
You know what's even crazy? That's even like to do with the topic like that we're talking about right now. Because I remember studying in geography like how Argentina, Venezuela, they were like the richest countries in South America. And now, they're demolished.
They're not even thriving.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. What what's it called? What's the meme called again?
You had to be there.
Had to be there. Have you guys seen? I saw one for do you remember that episode we did? Same shit, different yay. And there was like 50 memes popping off that day. Yeah.
Man.
So the yay guy, Ashaka on the beat as well. Why are you coming fast? And there was one.
And Michael Morden was doing his thing.
Yeah, that was a great day.
The devil himself.
Did you man ever finish the story of Keisha the Scare?
No, no one did.
I was never that never like finished.
That was ridiculous, man.
I wasn't really ever into that. I know it was a big thing. I never.
They should not have let that get off, man. The grammar was despicable in there. It went on for too long. That was the issue. My man was trying to write a novel.
For real.
Lord of the Rings and that. Lord of the South.
That's the Lord of the South. King of the North.
King of the North, jeez. But yeah, there's so many moments that we've grown up through that looking back, right, so everybody look back and think on what's been your favorite moments growing up, or things that really made you who you were. Obviously, Trouble. Disney was getting their shit off, man. That's So Raven, Recess. It was a time to be alive, man. These TikTokers don't know nothing.
Early 2000s, late 90s, TV and culture was really great for us. We had a good time growing up. Did you see they're going to redo Rugrats? There was like a CGI.
That was disgusting.
Trailer for it.
Huh?
Yeah, they're trying to bring that back.
Bro, if you want your eyes to be okay, don't waste your time.
I mean, but when you think about it for the kids, like they might enjoy that because obviously it's the same concept, but they don't know. They didn't grow up on what we saw. So
yeah, I guess it's a style that, if that's the style that's popping off with them, then fine. But it wasn't pleasing to the eye.
I mean, we're not going to sit down and watch it, are we? So it's one of those things.
Yeah, to be fair, it's not for us. It's not. But I was not here for it at all.
Fair dues.
It was nuts. It weren't for me. But it's interesting. It's certainly interesting to see all of these things come back. I think things will always circle the block at some point.
I saw one that was go on then.
I was going to say, is everyone up to date on WandaVision?
Before we get to that, do you mind if I do the broadcast? The broadcasting where you add your pin on BB and then you add a bunch of people and you just have a chat with them. Did any of you do that?
No, I never did.
Do you know what? Amar was king of that shit, man. He loved it.
Like, it was a way to get bare people in it.
There are too many.
Yeah. I saw a picture of that, funnily enough, like the whole like BBM. Then there was one on like MSN. I guess it kind of ties into the topic I brought up of like the best or your favorite social media stage or era. Because obviously we've grown through it all pretty much. We're there from the beginning. And like I like the MSN days where we'd come back from school and then everyone would just be on there just chatting bare shit. Like having meaningless conversations, changing your status, changing your profile pic.
Yeah, God, like, MSN was insane.
That was like almost the beginning of what BBM took and ran with, to be fair.
I'm so upset for BBM, man. How that didn't survive for longer was insane.
BBM was great.
BBM was a time.
What a time to be alive.
Absolute time.
Yeah, what's your BBM pin?
Life changing. Everyone had to have a BB back then, man. The morning when trying to chat to you.
That's a fact. I was late. I didn't get one until late, you know. I was missing out. I was looking outside the window like, damn.
Jeez,
everyone's enjoying.
Remember, I had to get that black. I think I got it for Christmas, so I have to get this BB curve.
The curve, fam. The curve.
It was everywhere.
Legendary.
It was the curve. Then it was the bold. Then it was the flip up, fam. The flip up was too bossy, but then we already evolved onto Android and Apple. So
I think the bold was the best. Like the bold was, I think in terms of phones, when you go through the history of phones, I think the bold has to be brought up in terms of like actually perfection. You know what I mean? It's up there with the Sony Ericsson W810i, the Nokia Brick, the iPhone, the Samsung Galaxy. Like those are classic phones.
It had its time in the sun for sure. Did you guys have a Pixar?
I did. Yeah. I did. I had a Bevo as well, but the Pixar, it just never got active. So I think they shut it down. I mean, they shut down my one for sure. But
they're bringing back Bieber apparently.
For what?
I don't know.
It was the same way like Justin Timberlake tried to bring back MySpace. Yeah.
You got to show some love. That's what you got to do. Bring it back.
Bring it back. In a time when we need to show love, I respect it. What was I going to say? Yes, the one division.
What did you say?
I respect it, but I'm not for it. Like, just die. Do you understand? We create something new. There's Clubhouse, there's freaking House Party died straight away.
TikTok is thriving, kicking and thriving.
I'm gonna say, do you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say Clubhouse, once everyone's allowed outside, is gonna die.
Yo, that's a fact. Fuck that app,
I think it's thriving because everyone's indoors, but it's not something that's supposed. It's only because people can't go outside. I genuinely think that it won't survive that long after everyone can go back inside. Go back outside. I'll be surprised. I think people just got better things to do with their lives.
Yeah, true.
Fair enough.
But yeah, WandaVision episode 8. What do you man think?
I thought it was alright. I wasn't like blown away. It was a good episode to give context to everything, and it was a good acting performance by Elizabeth Olsen. Like she would got into her bag, but besides that, I didn't come away from the episode like, wow, oh my god, if that makes sense. It didn't really give me anything new. The plot didn't feel like it progressed. It just kind of filled in holes in things we already knew. So yeah, I was cool on it. It was alright. It wasn't anything to scream and shout
Special.
about personally.
But it definitely gives. I wouldn't want to see this in a film, and done this in a series where they explain who the Scarlet Witch is and how powerful she really is. So, spoiler alert, but yeah, but basically like the fact that like she started watching these sort of episodes from her young years, and then that's how we now get context onto how the hell she was in the 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and then the noughties, then the 10s. It didn't it just never made sense. I mean, it worked perfectly. We were with it. We were going with the story. We just never understood. So the fact that they've explained everything from the very beginning up until now is amazing. And then even the fact you see Vision is a creation of her own mind. And even if I don't know if you saw the end credits. Did any of you man see the end credits?
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Yeah, sorry, bro. And then they brought out the Grey Vision, basically.
Yeah. So even that as well, just seeing everything collectively come together, it's definitely wonderful. It's wonderful to see the whole package now, and then now we can actually see where can it go, because now you're seeing one witch beefing the Scarlet Witch. So yeah, no, it's going to be really interesting to see. So
I'm excited, man. It's an interesting time. I appreciate Marvel for stepping out of their box, and I think we're in for something good.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. There's one episode left.
So it's just one episode left.
Yeah.
So it's only 9 episodes, not 10.
Nah.
Yeah, just 9. We'll see.
We shall. All right. So, is there any other topics that people want to get off?
Nah, that's it, though.
Yeah, I do want to get off this topic, because you, man, you were just thinking in your mind that these social media platforms, they're not really that powerful, and some people need to shut the hell up. What happened the other week with Australia? Do you mind know? All right, let me put some context to this. So basically, the Australian government turned around to Facebook and said that individual content creators need to be paid for their craft in what they're doing. Something similar to YouTube. So then Facebook, right? Mark Zuckerberg, yeah, he went on every single official department in every official government department in Australia, and took off their Facebook, just shut down their Facebook. So if you fire, police, I don't know their version of the NHS, but them man there, school, they shut it down. Shut it down for one whole week. And guess what happened? Listen, it was an extensive amount of time. It should not have been done. Because the thing is, if I need to call the feds, or the feds need to give me information on Facebook, yeah, and I don't see the info, if I don't see the info there, do you get what I'm saying? Social media is a very powerful tool. So when you silence someone, fair enough, Trump, fair enough. I understand your argument, but you shouldn't really be silencing anybody.
Nah, that shouldn't be
happening. Silence a whole entire country, the officials. I said, what happens when people get too much power? You know, we're like, nah, it's minor. And then this happened.
I didn't say it was minor.
Let me ask you a question, because I don't get what's going on. Why are they being silenced?
Due to the fact that
I'm not following this.
Australia wanted content creators to actually be paid. So Facebook wasn't with that. So they just turned around and
just shut down. Do that, man.
he did it. Well, he did it, and then now they've come to a terms agreements. And
Someone needs to buy him a
Mark
Gucci belt
Zuckerberg,
because he's unhappy.
I
the
think
thing is,
go
a
on.
lot of governments have turned around and said that can't run. That should never be able to happen because no company
No,
should
of
have
course.
power over a nation's government officials, like their official bodies. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's arrogant. I'm not okay with that.
The
It's
fact
not.
that
It's
that
not. It's not
happened,
okay. It's not okay. But he owns Facebook, so he can do what he wants with it. Does that make sense?
Of course.
So
But I don't think
when you go onto that when you go onto that website and you put in your details, you're liable to their terms and conditions. So who's to say what he's doing is wrong?
so. What Australia
it's
shouldn't have run their
government.
mouth.
I'm not saying
Sorry?
I'm not saying what he's doing is right, but I'm just saying he can. Like there's nobody in the world can
He
say,
can
yeah,
and he
Mark, you
will.
can't do that. Like,
He
yeah,
can.
I can.
Yeah.
But I specifically asked the question: what happens when these social media platforms have too much power? And there is an example of having too
Yeah, they
much
shouldn't
power.
be able to do that personally.
So
But
currently at the moment, we don't know what's going to happen next in terms of EU legislation, the United States, if they're going to enforce their power, their legislation onto these social media platforms to make sure that they do not have any control
they have to.
over
Yeah,
government.
you can't do that. That's like you're killing a whole government, essentially.
So why would it happen when you silence off the president
Well,
of the United States of America? You can't
But
silence anybody
listen,
like that.
Bro, you know that conversation. He was wilding.
He was wilding, but he's wilding. At the end of the day, yes, he's mad. But then it's the same situation as let's just say Saddam Hussein. If Saddam Hussein was alive today, yeah, and he had social media, he would be a madman. He would be an absolute crazy madman. I understand that, yeah. But to silence him, that's way too much power. You basically somebody who owns a military, and then you tell him to shut up. Do you know? Can you not see?
Yeah, no, I hear what
how
you're saying.
mad that is, how insane that is.
They shouldn't be able to do it.
I don't
be.
know. I'm not following.
But I get both arguments. Obviously, as Colin said, he can do what he wants, but I don't think it should be something he should do. I'm with you on that. That's foul.
Yeah.
It depends what you're doing it for. I don't think the two issues collate personally. And I think that if you're, for example, let's say you work for a company, right? Let's say you work for even the example you used when we talked about this Disney person, yeah, she got kicked off of whatever show for her views. That's a good example, right? Let's say, okay, Disney like, yep, you can't post that stuff on social media. We're letting you go. When a company hires someone, and I'm sure you guys have done it as well, when they sit you down and you sign that contract, you can't say certain things on the internet, and they'll vet you as well. They'll look at your profile, they'll look at what you say, and they'll say, okay, your hair spilling what the Disney schedule is going to be for the next 6 weeks, we're kicking you out. So as much as there's when it comes to government, I understand what you're saying, Eman, 100%. It makes sense. But if it's on an individual basis, there has to be. You can't just go on the internet and run your mouth about everything. In my genuine opinion, I don't even believe in the concept of freedom of speech. I think that's fucking stupid. Because some people just be saying dumb shit. And there has to be a level. You have to have a level of accountability. You can't just go on the internet and run your mouth. At some point, or at some level, you will be held accountable to your actions. The same way as Mark Zuckerberg will be held accountable to his actions, because clearly he is on a power trip, but I don't know where, or who has that power to do it, because that jigger is like a billionaire, and not even a billionaire, but like a powerful flipping entity of its own. So I'm definitely going to read into this. I didn't know about this until now, to be fair. I had no idea. But it's interesting. You can't sanction a whole country and say, yeah, you guys can't post shit. Like, what the hell is that?
No, that's wild.
That don't make no sense.
You say shut up. Can you imagine? Yeah, I'm one guy. I'll just say, listen, you might shut up. All of you, yeah, your fire department dead, your police department dead for a week. Just silence you, man, for a week. Let's see what happens. And they've come to an agreement where basically the both of them have decided that, okay, just put back the stuff up and so on and so forth. continue to do your stuff, but we'll have to talk about this later in legislation. But we'll just have to see exactly what happens. I'm just saying, what happens when a company has too much power, such as these social media platforms, to silence off somebody? Now they've silenced off a whole country. What else are they silencing off?
I'm definitely going to read into this stuff. This is interesting.
No, I have to see how this plays out, because I think most people say that's not right.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But hey, it's Mark. Who gonna stop him, huh?
That's
the
a
person
fact.
who trims his hair, that's who's gonna stop him. Some dead trim.
Some dead trim. So I've not forgotten this time. Music recommendations. Get them off.
Yes, sir. Mic check. Mic check. My recommendation is I'm gonna show love to one of our previous guests, Fusion. He put out a song called Mac 10. It's pretty good. Shout outs to the boy Fusion.
Love that.
Yeah, that's my choice.
My choice will be Digga D himself, Blue Woo, man. Special
Blue
song,
Woo.
special moment.
I mentioned it on this episode, so I'll put it as the. Actually, no. Forget that. You know what? I want to put Freddie Gibbs and Conway the Machine, All of Me.
All right.
All of me. Yeah,
Perfect. All right. So, main chapter episode 76. You know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Yeah, until next time. Peace.
In a bit.
Take care, guys.
Yes, sir.
Blessings.